of course, to find a brand new island everywhere we roam. And when it's time to find home, we know the way.
The ocean chose us for a reason.
We tell the stories of our lovers in the never-ending sea.
Let's go save the world.
There is no escape. Oh, there is one escape.
How's it going out there, YouTube land and also social media lands? Welcome to an all new video. In this video, we're going to be doing a movie review of a new film that just came out theaters last week and is a live action adaptation of a great 2016 animated film. So we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video, any other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, dab and check out my other social media platforms, such as X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon. I pretty much post on these regularly, so damn a good world. As always, people, if you enjoy my channel, really love it, and really want to help the channel out, please think about going to my Patreon page and becoming a Patreon member. Because once you become a Patreon member, you get access to all kinds of extra accoutrement you don't get here on my YouTube channel. Just outtakes, bloopers, etc., stuff like that. Plus, also, as a member, you get to pick a movie once a month that I have to review just for you. So something to look at and something to think about helping out the channel. As always, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all to an all new video. So like I was saying before, doing a movie review of a new film that just came out last week and is a all new live action adaptation of a great animated film that came out in 2016 called Moana. Yeah, Moana. Yeah. So Moana is another live action adaptation from Disney of one of their animated classics. Of course, we've had Snow White, we've had Cinderella, we've had Beauty and the Beast, we've had Aladdin, we've had many over the last, 10 years now. And, this is the newest one in that tradition, and I think this was a really solid, pretty much picture for picture, the same exact film as we got in 2016. I absolutely loved it and enjoyed it. I remember when I first saw the trailer and I saw how Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson looked as Maui. I was kind of cracking up a little bit because the hair was a little crazy. But overall, watching it throughout the film, it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. But I thought the girl that, played Moana did a fantastic job. And I think overall, it was a actually really great live-action adaptation. I absolutely loved it. And I think it's hilarious how many people are calling it garbage and crap and stuff like that, and I'm just cracking up, and I'm like, these are all the same people that said Snow White and Little Mermaid were really fantastic, and I'm like, and both of those movies are trash. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I'll have this one. You go have your other ones. But this movie was really fantastic. I loved it. I thought everyone that was involved with it in it did a great, amazing job bringing, that great culture to life. And at the same time, I just think that that movie itself, Moana, the original, is such a great film. I think that this was a perfect film to bring to a live-action adaptation, especially with such great, little characters, side characters like the chicken, and the pig, and the little guys on the big boat that are trying to take them out in the ocean, and Maui himself, and stuff like that. I mean, it's such a great concept that looked amazing on screen. I mean, I thought the visuals were amazing. I thought they were really well done. And I think overall it was a really well done film. And I just got a kick out of it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was just really fun. And I thought, like I said, I thought from picture to picture, it was exactly a match of the original animated film. And that made it even better. Because I absolutely love the original film. And this one, I think, is just as good as that. But just in live action form. And like I said, I thought that the imagery and all that kind of stuff was done really well, and I thought that, it was even a step up from the animation that we saw in the animated film, and that it was even more spectacular, more fun, and more interesting watching it on the big screen in live action form that I thought just really pulled it together and really, popped it off the screen. It just was really done well, and I absolutely loved it. So this film is directed none other by a gentleman that goes by the name of Mr. Thomas Kali. Oh yeah, Thomas Kali. Yeah, Thomas Kali. So Thomas Kali, this is his directorial debut. This is the first film he's ever directed. And I think that he did an amazingly solid job. I thought that he took from the original anime film and basically copy and pasted it and just did a really fantastic job. I definitely feel that, you know, there were some things that they changed a little bit from the animated film to this one, just to shorten it a tiny bit. But overall, I think that it was a really successfully, you know, first directing debut that really rocked and really was fun. I mean, the music was amazing again. It sounded beautiful. The, you know, the new actress portraying Moana did an amazing job singing, you know, and everyone else bringing their voice talents again to perform those great voiceovers were just so amazing and fun. And I think everyone did a great job with their singing, you know, and I thought the music was just as fantastic. I was like sitting in my seat, kind of bopping and dancing to it again, and it was so much fun. And, you know, for being a directorial debut, I thought Thomas did a really amazing job with it and just gave us a really great carbon copy of that original animated film. And I don't think I saw anything with it I thought that I found different, really different from the original. And also at the same time, I don't think they did anything that made it, you know, not as good as the original. I definitely think that this was really well done, really, you know, basically, like I said, a carbon copy. Kind of like what they did with How to Train Your Dragon, Universal did, with the live-action adaptation from the CGI adaptation. And I thought it was the exact same thing. Very, very much, pretty much carbon copy. And I just think Thomas really showed that he has some pretty good talent for directing a film, getting some great performance out of people, and I really enjoyed just what he brought to it and gave us this fun, you know, kind of new, crisper version of the film that was basically the same, but at the same time, we got to hear those songs again and kind of reinvigorating us to love those songs, and I thought Thomas did a great job with that. If you haven't seen anything Thomas Kali has directed, definitely go check out Moana in theaters. He did a phenomenal job. So this film has a great cast. I mean, there's a few people that, you know, did the voiceovers in the original animated and are now playing their characters in the live-action adaptation. We have several people that are different from the original film that have come in and did a really fantastic job. And I think overall, all of them were just really fun and enjoyable and really brought a great fun to the characters and their characterizations. And I just really enjoyed how much it basically was watching that same film just in a live-action format. But I gotta shout out Alan Tuck. Alan Tuck, once again, voicing the chicken was absolutely freaking hilarious and so much fun. He did such a great job voicing it to begin with. And, you know, the character this time around was even funnier as hell with him being supposedly a real chicken. And Alan just really knows how to play that character, knows how to play that voice and bring that chicken to life. And he just really knocked it out of the park, and I absolutely love it, and I got to shout him out. He was just so fun again, once again, as that character. But what I got to start off, of course, with this cast is with a newcomer that is different than the original Moana in the original Moana film. And that, of course, is Miss Catherine Legara. Oh yeah, Catherine Legara. Woo, Catherine, yeah. So Catherine, who has taken over duties from the original actress, the voice actress that provided the voice, you know, did a phenomenal job, I thought. I was really impressed with it, and I loved how much she brought to the character. I loved her expressions. I loved what she did with some of the quirks and stuff like that she developed playing the character of Moana. And I really enjoyed just how she was different than the Moana we had in the 2016 animated film. I did like that. Even though it was supposed to be a carbon copy, she brought some different individuality to the character to make herself different from the original voice actress. And I thought she did a really great job, especially this being her also acting debut. This is the only other movie she's ever done. This is the only film. And I was really impressed with that. I mean, her singing was really great. Did I think she was as good as the original singer? No. But I think overall she still did a really fantastic job. But overall, her acting was really fun, I thought. I thought she played Moana very great. I thought she did a great job portraying her and giving us this new take kind of on Moana. And also, I just, like I said, I really enjoyed the different kind of little quirks she brought to the characterizations and kind of head nods and expressions that she provided that made the character even more entertaining and fun. And I thought that Catherine did a really good job with that and giving us a great performance. Hands down to Catherine. I'm looking forward to seeing her in more things, seeing what else she does. But she did really knock it out of the park with Moana, the character. She did a really great job. If you haven't seen Catherine Legaria in anything, definitely check her out on Moana, now in theaters. She did a really great job. So that brings me to the next person I'd like to talk about that was in this film. And that is none other than Maui himself, Mr. Dwayne Johnson! Oh yeah, Dwayne Johnson! Woo! Dwayne Johnson, yeah! So Dwayne Johnson, who I absolutely love this guy. I think he's a fantastic actor. Watching him over the years in his different films and stuff like that, he's always been enjoyable to watch. I mean, from The Rundown to The Game Plan, Return to Witch Mountain. He, of course, him and The Mummy Returns as the Scorpion King. We had the Scorpion King. We also had him in Black Adam. We had him in several other comedy films and action films, Pain and Gain, so forth and so like that. And I mean, even going to more serious roles like The Smashing Machine and so forth. Dwayne has done a really great job of bringing his career a full tilt and around. And over the last, 20 plus years now, he's really gained some really great acting credits and I think some really great acting chops. I've enjoyed watching him, perform. And, as a wrestler, he's already kind of an actor. But at the same time, I really enjoyed just what he's brought to his characterizations, and he's just so much fun. And I'm really impressed with a lot of the things that he's done, a lot of the characters he decided to change and go for and try and see what he does with. And I think that really shines on how great and fun of an actor he's become. Now, his portrayal of Maui, once again, was on point perfection. I mean, I absolutely loved his Maui voiceover in the original film, and his live-action performance of it was just as good. I mean, his singing was on point, his acting, his movements, everything about it was exactly how Maui was in the animated film, and he just rocked it again. I mean, overall, the hairdo, I think, was the worst part about the character. I mean, it looked kind of hilarious, but at the same time, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, like I mentioned before. But overall, I think that he still did such a great job portraying Maui and giving us a really fun live-action performance of him and showing us that, yes, this character can be live-action and can be fun and awesome, and he is such a great character. I mean, the emotion and everything he brought to the characterization, too, I loved. And there was that one great scene where he's, like, kind of having a conversation with Moana on the boat, and he's talking about, he kind of finally mentions why he feels the way he does about something, and how he goes into it in detail. I think Dwayne did a great job of bringing that to life and giving us a really great kind of almost speech. And he just did a great job there, and I think it was absolutely fantastically done. And he just made the film super enjoyable. He was hilarious, he was fun, he was action-packed. I mean, everything about it was so much fun. I mean, when we first meet him, absolutely freaking hilarious too. It was so much fun, and he's like, oh, a human, yeah. And he's like, oh, like lunch, snack, when he looks at the chicken. Absolutely freaking hilarious and on point, perfect Maui. And, having him play Maui in live-action form was a really great idea. I love that they kept him and had his voice be the same, because I don't see anybody else playing Maui after seeing him in the first two Moana animated films. He just really rocked it and knocked it out of the park. And he just was so much fun as that character. And he just really rocked it in this film, and I really enjoyed seeing him in live-action form. So if you haven't seen Dwayne Johnson anything, definitely a great film to check him out, and that I absolutely loved him in, and I think is one of his all-time best performances to date. It's a great film that came out in 2016 as well, the same year as Moana came out, called Central Intelligence. Yeah! Central Intelligence. Yeah! So Central Intelligence is a Kevin Hart-led film along with Dwayne, and he plays this kind of like CIA kind of spy guy in the background who was a nerdy kid in school that got bullied because he was heavy set, and now he's all ripped and buff, and he's The Rock and everything like that, and he's like kicking butt, and he ends up coming back to ask for help from Kevin, who gave him help when they were in high school. And this movie was absolutely freaking hilarious, and he has some of the greatest one-liners throughout this whole film. Like, "Are you into corns?" and stuff like that, and just how he plays the character really shined, I feel, how good of a talented comedian he was. I mean, some of those scenes, like when he's pretending to be the psychiatrist, was freaking hilarious. When he's like all like nerdy and shit, it was super funny. I mean, it was so damn good, and he just really played that character to the T, and I absolutely loved it, and I wish he would play that character again, because it just was so fun and so much and so interesting, and just like a great characterization that I haven't seen him play that great of a character since. And I just was blown away by it. I mean, of course, you know him as like Hobbs, or in other films that he's been in, he's usually kind of like a tough and aggressive guy. I don't take crap from anybody type of deal. Like, and he kicks butt. But where this character was like so different and so fun, I just really think it shines how good of an actor that he became, and that he has better acting chops than we realize. If you haven't seen Dwayne Johnson anything, definitely check him out in Central Intelligence. He was absolutely phenomenal. But he was phenomenal in Moana too, and I absolutely loved it. I think he was fantastic, fun, and just really on point playing Maui again. And I think that he just really brought a really fun thing and fun performance to this character, getting this great live action performance from him. If you haven't seen Dwayne Johnson anything recently, go check him out in Moana. He did a really phenomenal job. So that brings me to the final person I'd like to talk about that was in this film. And that is none other than another person that's returning from the original film that provided a voice, and now doing the voice for the live action adaptation. And that, of course, is Mr. Jermaine Clement! Oh yeah, Jermaine Clement! Woo! Jermaine Clement! Yeah! So Jermaine Clement, who absolutely love this dude. He has been fantastic in everything I've seen him in, from, Dinner for Schmucks, to What We Do in the Shadows, to Muppet Most Wanted, etc. He is just a freaking phenomenal comedian, and he cracks me the heck up. And I absolutely just love Jermaine, and I think he does such a great job portraying his characters. He's so fun and awesome. And I absolutely loved him as the voice of the giant crab guy. And, him getting to reprise the role and redo the voice again for this, live-action CGI version was just so fun. Because he brought it once again. The singing, the voice itself was on point. And it just was so much fun to see him play this character again. And the interaction with him and Dwayne and Catherine was so on point fun, just like in the original anime film. And just Jermaine just once again brought that great voice, and I feel did a better job this time singing the song that he sings. And I just was like dancing and bopping in my seat with this, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. It just was so much fun. And I just absolutely enjoyed it, and thought Jermaine did such a great job portraying that voice again, and giving us a great new rendition to kind of go now 10 years later. Here it is again. Here's this great voiceover. Here's this great character that you're going to fall in love with again. And he did that, I thought. I thought he really did reinvigorate the love for that character. And I think that character is going to become a big staple among, the kids these days. Because they're going to be like, oh my gosh, Jermaine, he was so awesome as a giant crab. And it just was so much fun. And, Jermaine just is always a great talent. He's always fun to watch, and he just rocks it. And I absolutely love what he did, once again, with that great voiceover of that great character. Now, if you haven't seen Jermaine Clement in anything, definitely a great film to check him out. And that, I think, is a very underrated film that came out a couple years ago. It hasn't got any I haven't heard anybody talk about this film, and I think it's a really fun kids film. And it's called Harold and the Purple Crayon. Yeah! Harold and the Purple Crayon. Yeah! So this is based off of a kid's book from the 50s. And Jermaine Clement plays this kind of bad guy character in the film. And he's absolutely hilarious. he takes on like this great kind of persona of like he's a very jealous guy of Zachary Levi, and he tries to stop him in every way he can. And Jermaine just plays the character so well. He's so weaselly, he's so fun. He's like trying to act sophisticated at the same time as you're like, dude, you're a joke type of character. And he just plays it so well. It was so fun. He was entertaining, he was funny, he was, I thought, just great with everyone in the film. He worked so well with everyone and just really vibed off of them and gave us this really great character that was just so entertaining and fun. And I just absolutely loved the character, and I thought he was such a great kind of like villain slash kind of like in the place at the wrong time kind of guy. And he just played the character so well that I really thought he was portraying just himself, because that's how good he played the character. He just is that fun. If you haven't seen Jermaine Clement anything, definitely check him out in Hair on the Purple Crayon. He was absolutely phenomenal. But he was once again phenomenal in Moana, and I just absolutely loved his next new kind of upgraded rendition of this great crab character that he portrayed. That was just so much fun. If you haven't seen Jermaine Clement anything, go check him out in Moana. He did a really fantastic job. So what is Moana about? Basically, if you remember the animated film, Moana has to go and find Maui. And find Maui and have him take the little rock that he stole many centuries ago and put it back so that the lands will stop dying and will bring life and prosperity back to their island. And basically it's about her journey kind of, becoming a formidable person too as well, at the same time as saving their life, their heritage, their people and stuff like that, while trying to get help and make Maui realize what he has done. And it's just a really fun film, really well enjoyable, so much fun. If you have seen the original anime film, you should absolutely love this live action adaptation. It was so good, so well done. Carbon copy from the animated film. It just was so darn good. It was so created so effervescently. I felt it just was so much just incredible. It just really blew my mind, and I was really impressed with what they did with this compared to a few of the other live-action adaptations they've done recently. And this one just was really well constructed, really well done, and just really well executed as well. Really phenomenal film. If you have not seen it yet, highly recommend go check it out in movie theaters now. Giant 10 golden movie boxes up. Definitely will be added to the collection. It was so much and so fun. And I think it was just a really well done live action adaptation. If you haven't seen it yet, highly recommend go check it out in theaters now. Worth the watch, people. So that's it for this trailer. So that's it for So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, also thank you for subscribing. If this is your first time here, or you have been here before, don't forget to check out any older or newer videos you might not see mine yet. And always, people, huge shout out to my subscribers, new and old. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel. As always, catch you in the next one.